Forces of original, creative thinking, the pursuit of innovative ideas, and not to be afraid to think out of the box. Encapsulating all of that is that we must pledge to one another that while we may disagree about the details of how we reach our goal, we all must pledge to never, ever give up. There is an abundance of knowledge in our community. What we must find is the wisdom to do what is best for all of our children. A commitment to do no harm, to remain respectful, and to listen. Last Friday, I sat in, along with Mr. Hood, the assembly at the high school as Principal Jackson explained to the 600-700 youngsters sitting in that auditorium what had transpired the day before. And I was struck by the rapt, silent, respectful attention that those young men and women conveyed to his presentation. If our children can demonstrate that level of respect, then surely we can all do so as well as we prepare to engage to find a resolution to this task and problem. Before we get to public comment, I want to invite Carolyn Gardner to the microphone to share some comments and thoughts with you. Please acknowledge Carolyn Gardner.
I wish to thank all of you who took the time from your daily concerns to support me during this extremely painful time. Your presence here tonight and at the meeting on last Friday, your notes, emails, phone calls have all served to greatly lift my spirits and to show me that I am not alone in this struggle, that our educators, neighbors, parents, and children of color are not alone. I was particularly moved by the banner that my students made as this gesture of solidarity with me. It is beautiful. I felt your love and your sincerity. Thank you. My name is Carolyn Gardner. I am a mother. I'm a teacher. I am your neighbor. I am the target of several malicious, hostile, and racist attacks at Amherst Regional High School. Attacks which seem to escalate over time, quite possibly because the response to them has been so anemic. Please know that I have thought long and hard about these vicious, racist attacks. Their attempts to dehumanize me and all people of color, but really, they dehumanize us all. The sluggish response of the school administrators leading up to this most recent attack is a sad indication to me that the need for racial consciousness and sensitivity is low on this administration's list of priorities. It speaks to a culture of racism that exists in this school, about which there's persistent denial. I've been a teacher for 13 years. For 13 years, I've stood before and instructed and loved your children. For 13 years, I fought to demystify mathematics for all children, but especially for children who somehow feel locked out of its so-called impartial and objective discourses. I am the teacher, the other mother of your children. When you entrust them daily to our care, it is a task that I embrace with joy. Teaching your children is for me one of life's greatest blessings. This is why I feel it is my job to advocate vigorously on their behalf so that they can be on the receiving end of the best possible education it is their right to have. But they cannot have the best possible education when the school systematically ignores their ways of being, styles of learning, needs, and wants. I speak especially about our children of color who are disproportionately left out of honors classes and as a result will most likely not be considered for admission to college programs that require advanced mathematics as a prerequisite. Their future is contained way before they graduate high school.
That's right.
My presence here, therefore, is to challenge the school committee, superintendent, and principal to rethink the way we do schooling, so that it is an affirming and safe and validating space for all children. Not a place that routinely sends subtle and not so subtle messages to our children that our students are created equal, but some are more equal than others. Racism thrives in such spaces, and it seems to be thriving here. I am also here because I was targeted, and my attackers were not addressed openly, but treated with silence. Racism thrives in silence, and it is thriving here. I was attacked, and had to be the one to devise and lead my own defense. My attacks were met with equivocations, indecision, sanitized statements to address them. It told me my person, my sense of security, my safety were not this administration's top concerns. It told me that all teachers are created equal, but some more equal than others. It was repeatedly said that the racist note did not threaten violence. I beg to differ. Given the violent history of that word, the years of violent oppression and humiliation associated with it, the use of it to commit the most awful and heinous crimes in the history of this nation, how could you even think the use of this word does not threaten violence?
Amen.
The N-word. The N-word attacks and demeans me. Its intent to render me less than human. It makes it okay to diminish me, my son, your sons and daughters, you, but not just people of color. It diminishes the user. It diminishes us all. And it especially diminishes those who stand silently by and do nothing. To this end, I ask you, administrators, for the following. Do not rest in your investigation until the person or persons responsible for these criminal acts are caught and brought to justice. I ask for your firmest assurance of my safety in this building. Clearly, if there are those who see me as less than human, then I am at risk for more attacks, and who knows how that could end. Please also know that if I am to operate effectively as a professional in service to other people's children, I cannot do so looking over my shoulders. I ask your commitment to the address of structural systemic racism. It is manifested in all facets of school life without the consciousness of its pervasive existence. For instance, how can our classroom cultures become inclusive? Locales for ideas that privilege none over the other. Or how may we consider the learning styles of all students and build that into our classroom practices so that all voices are valued and have an equal say in the learning community? Not by separating students from each other through institutional tracking, but of having students learn from each other's perspectives and point of views in the same space. How may we even consider the use of images, icons, symbols, historical and cultural references that reflect our diversity? I know these are not easy demand, but we're not called to ease. We're called to educate.
Yes.
My name is Carolyn Gardner. I'm a teacher, and I thank you.
Ms. Gardner, thank you. I salute your courage and your heroism in standing before and sharing with us your thoughts and opinions. It's on us to do something about it. I thank you very, very much for being here this evening. I would like to recognize the opportunity for members of the public who wish to speak to do so. There are many people here this evening who I am sure have thoughts, opinions, and wish to share their comments with us. I would like to honor and respect that, but there is a tension between allowing everyone who wishes to speak with the amount of time that we have to do so. So if I may, I would like to see the hands of those people who wish to speak. And forgive me, but the teacher in me has to pass out numbers to indicate who gets to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sir. I'm sorry.
Right here.
6. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? I apologize for that method, but I think it gives everyone an opportunity. Anyone else? I'm also going to ask that those of you who have been given a number, when I call your number to please approach the microphone, state your name, and speak clearly and loudly into the microphone. This is being televised. People will be able to stream this meeting as well. And I am going to ask that you confine your remarks to 3 minutes. I will time you. Please try to gauge your own time. I don't want to be impolite and rudely cut you off, but I will observe the 3 minutes. Number 1.
My name is Carol Ross. I'm a member of the community, a parent. After listening to this beautiful speech, I think we have an opportunity before us. And I'm not just speaking before you, to all of us. As I look around, there's diversity here. And we've all come to support from many social economic backgrounds and colors. This is an opportunity. We have to take advantage of it now or never. No more lip service, no more ideas and just talking about what we can do down the road. It has to happen now. I'd like to ask all of us to consider, what color would we be if we had no melanin or no skin? What's underneath? How we treat her is how we have to treat our sister, our mother, but we have to look at it that way. It can't be this African American woman over here and what do we do with her and deal with racism? What do we do with one another? It diminishes all of us. She's absolutely correct. And more so to the people who do nothing. If we can remember that message and live by that and work by that, and every move we make from here on out, it's an opportunity. We have to see it as an opportunity. This is a blessing. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. You give the informality, but number 2, call who that was. Please state your name.
Jahid Kloons. So, as a very light-skinned young man of mixed descent, I haven't experienced racism in person that much, but in this case I couldn't really ignore this occurring, and my feeling is that since this happened multiple times, the person should be found, but I don't believe that they should be expelled in a sense or detained. I think that they should be free to, well, be exposed as a bigot and, well, remain attending here at ARHS. Whether or not, yes, social ostracization would probably occur. Though in this case, I feel as if it would be healthy for said individual, and that is what I believe should happen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Number 3, please.
I'm Allie Wicks-Lim. Allie Wicks-Lim. Tonight I brought my son with me as well. And we came here as a family to support Ms. Gardner, and partly because I wanted my son to be part of a community that is worthy of people like Ms. Gardner and that keeps people like Ms. Gardner in a system where he can benefit. And I want to stress to that point that this starts at elementary school. My child in third grade shouldered the responsibility of standing up to students around issues of race in comic books. You may have seen that issue in our town. And I think for me as a white woman of a not white child, of two not white children, that was an enormous wake-up call about our community and how we see race and how people talk about race and whether people are even comfortable questioning who they are in relationship to race. So I would like to see it not fall on the 8-year-olds and the 9-year-olds. I would like to see more adults stepping up when these issues come up. And maybe if we have 8 and 9-year-olds who come up through a system where race issues are really addressed in a healthy way, then when they get to high school, they will not be acting this way. I would also like to say that I wanted to give Mason the opportunity to see the decision makers in town face to face. And it's important to him to see you, and it's important to me that you see him. He's also anxiously awaiting how you address wellness issues in this town. They matter to him. They matter to at least another 100 people like him here. And thank you for listening.
Thank you. Speaker number 4, please.
Hi, my name is Jean Sherlock, and it keeps on keeping on, doesn't it? 1992, the NAACP sued the town behind discipline disparity in tracking, and here we are, 25 years later, and we're still talking about it, and we still have this notion that our leadership is actually going to make a move and to do something about it. There's a lot of people sitting in this room right now, but a few months from now, when everyone kind of fizzles off, the school's going to be just as racist as ever. So I hope people in this room maintain the pressure. Right now, the way that OASIS, the NAACP, has been putting pressure around the racism for the last couple of years, and what we've gotten back is a social service approach to fixing the problem. Steps to success, the family center, helping people get access to resources is all good, but it is not social justice. It is not going to teach our kids how to speak for themselves, how to recognize their interests, and how to build a better world. So I just want to put that out there, and hopefully, another thing, boycott the MCAS.
Speaker number 5.
He's coming.
Take your time.
All right, Brother Ray. Yeah, right there. Okay, for an old man, it took a long road. Well, I got here. You know, I moved here in 1987, and when I moved here, I thought I was moving to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And I would soon realize there wasn't so much denial. And I don't mean the river denial. But that's all there was a lot of work to do. And I sort of tried to get involved. But the words that I said then, and I'm going to say again tonight, they were words. But I don't think they were embraced when we suggested what I'm about to tell you. We suggested back then that there were, in every school, K to 12, there should be taught the oneness of the human family. There are 2 reasons why. One, because the oneness of the human family can act as a vaccine against racism. For the young people that are growing up, they won't just necessarily feel that they can tolerate each other, but they'll learn how to love one another as they go. Number two, the oneness of the human family. There's only one race and only one human family. Has been shown by the scientists, has been a reality. It's a truth. And isn't that what our schools are supposed to be teaching our children? The truth? Is that true? True. Yeah. And so this is what we feel can help to soften and prepare them for a future. There are so many other things I want to share, but I think my 3 minutes are up. So, and one other thing, that we have started a group called the Citizens for Race Amity now. And we invited you to work with us and help us to make this become reality, because we are trying to start dialogues in every neighborhood in this community to be able to talk about the things that divide us. Not just race, but all the things that divide us. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Speaker number 6, please.
Next one, Ray. Next one, Ray.
My name is Kathleen Anderson. I am a former school committee member. I am one of the 9 human rights commissioners for the town of Amherst. I am president of the Amherst area NAACP. I am a former staff member of Amherst Regional High School. When I first started working in this school, a young white staff member passed me by